Hello and welcome back to Tesla News. My name is Marian and I'm your host today. And you want to know how many ships we gonna see from China to Europe this quarter? You are at the right place. We are going to talk about that right now. So what we have is we have informations, but I cannot tell you where I got them from because, of course, these persons are risking something to give out those informations. But we do know now how many cars are going to Europe, excluding UK. I only have a list. This is the current list of ships going to Europe, but I have only a list for the European continent, so European Union. I don't have it for Great Britain. In total, we will have 8 ships to Europe, and I have been talking to Troy Teslaik already about that. He is aware of this number, so I gave it to him. So he knows that now for the European continent, we will have 26,000 cars. This is not as much as we expected, but of course, Tesla is upgrading in China, and this is the effect we see. We do know now that it might take to Q4 that we see more ships coming from China to Europe. So again, just for clarification, we will have a ship going to Zeebrugge, of course, to Koper in Slovenia. We will also see a ship going, for example, to Barcelona. So we're going to have a lot of ships coming, but at least it's just 8 for the European continent. How many ships are going to UK and with that to Southampton is not clear. The numbers that Troy Teslaik actually has here are pretty correct. So he has more than the 26,000, but of course he is also including the UK market and the entire Great Britain market. So it makes a lot of sense, the numbers, and I believe Tesla is on track to reach those numbers as Troy is estimating already. So these are the information I can give you right now. For clarification from Grünheide, we still have to see confirmation if the Model Y long range is only produced for Sixt or if we're going to see more deliveries to private consumers. We also have no estimation yet about the wait time. I just know based on information that I received connected to what I just told you that demand is through the roof. It is just insane how much reservations are still coming in despite the price increase. And we do see here numbers from Troy Teslaik, and we see strong increase here despite the lockdown in Shanghai. And despite all these issues we had in Shanghai, we are still seeing a record year in Europe. And of course, Giga Berlin's impact on those numbers will be much higher now in Q3 and Q4. Looking into Shanghai, the initial second factory, if it's gonna happen, is actually not such a bad idea. Many people said Tesla is getting too dependent on China. This is, of course, correct. On the other hand, we have to consider that the Model Y and the Model 3 demand in China is just insane, and they could separate between a Chinese factory and an export factory. For the US, we see the same graph as anywhere, like in China, like in Europe. The Model Y numbers are taking over, of course, because Tesla is limiting the supply at some point now with the Model 3. Despite that, the Model 3 demand is just insane. So I hope that Tesla is not going to abandon the Model 3 here, but also increases the Model 3 production capacity, especially once Model 3 is coming to Europe, because they could sell much more Model 3. But of course, right now the focus is on the better margin car like the Model Y. So these are pretty good news if we are looking here into the graph that is showing the shift between beginning of quarter, end of quarter in Europe. We can expect that to change now with the opening of Giga Berlin again and the impact of Giga Berlin increasing. We should see in the lowest month that you always have in the beginning of each quarter, we should see way more cars. And 766 cars last year in July should be broken in this month, just alone in the next few days, maybe already. We have seen a lot of deliveries in the beginning of July as well. So I do expect here that to be broken. Let's look to the United States, not only to Austin, but as well to the company Redwood Materials, because Redwood Materials is investing a lot of money and they want to recycle. They need new production facilities to recycle batteries, and they also gonna increase the number to 2025 to 1 million EVs per year. That is the supply of batteries that are recycled that they want to deliver to companies. But this number is also going to increase to 3 to 4 million even by 2030. So this is an insane business model. We all know about that, and we can expect that maybe Tesla is going to partner with Redwood Materials in the long term, or is going to move in the same business as well. Then we are looking into the opening of the supercharging network in the US, and of course we have seen that in Europe before. I think they're going to do the same strategy in the United States, especially for those countries and so those areas that are already overcrowded in percentage between cars there and the availability on the other side for the superchargers. So I believe Tesla is going to do that in those areas where it's not so crowded. And especially in California, we have seen in the vacation time, especially hard times for consumers or Tesla owners to actually find a place to charge your Tesla. Then we're going to look into another statistic when it comes to the total fleet of cars we currently have worldwide. And if we are looking into passenger cars, we are looking at a pretty high number, constant growth, and this has to be changed with the EV numbers. We might see some kind of dip here, but EV numbers are going to take over, and it will be interesting to see how long it will take to take this entire fleet and change it to EVs. It will be a long time. And I think many of us will not see that coming anymore, but I think new vehicle sales where the percentage of EVs is going to be very high. I believe in 10 years we might have worldwide 70-80%. Of course, there will be some areas that will have it very hard to sell EVs in the first place. But I think it is just a question of time and a lot of investments that they will be able to do so. So thank you very much for being here today. I really appreciate your time and hope to see you back here tomorrow on my channel. So if you're grateful for the work I am doing here, do consider subscribing. Again, I'm just trying to provide you with out-of-the-box information from Europe, insights from Grünheide, or if I get them, maybe even from Shanghai. So thank you very much. Take care.